Heather Terry said it really well when she kind of just said transparency ends greenwashing. And I think what I
Hmm.
would add to that, in agreement of that, is yes, and we are bad as a collective about talking about regenerative in nuance. And what I mean by that is there are regenerative practices, and there might be growing farms where they just use one practice, and that's great, and we should celebrate that. But we should acknowledge it as they just use one regenerative practice. They might not have a fully regenerative system. Then there
Right.
are fully regenerative systems of different levels and different variations, and that's a different thing. And we have to get better with our vernacular about articulating that and articulating it in a concise way that consumers can actually understand, because I do think that nuance is good so that we can get people on the continuum at different entry points. But we also need to acknowledge there's different levels of efficacy, integrity, etc.
Right. Yeah, and it's also like I think everyone regenerative is gonna mean something different to like the coconut
Mm,
farmer in Sri Lanka versus like the buckwheat farmer in Minnesota. So like
yep.
having these general concepts that we all agree on and like different levels of regenerative, but like that's gonna look different because that's how Earth is. Like it
Hmm.
Hmm.
is diverse.
Amen.
That's what we're all going for.
Amen.
Um, so
Yeah. And
totally agree.
it's such a challenge because the shoppers are conditioned because of the way they interact with food today to look for
Hmm.
binary certified or not certified, whatever. So this
Hmm.
nuance you discuss, and
Hmm.
and Anthony, you know, I couldn't agree more with everything you just said.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's so hard to utilize the mechanisms that are already existing
Hmm.
within retail with the signage and the way that consumers are conditioned to try to like break through that binary system to develop that nuance. And that's
Yep.
something I really think that we as an industry and as a regenerative movement need to try to help the retailers answer that question,
Hmm.
because otherwise we're stuck in the same system that we have been this whole time, where it's like maybe regenerative becomes the next organic, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. We have to see where it lands.